stunning. They're in this dappled light, which just is perfect for their spots. It makes you think that you're just looking at shadows and light coming through the leaves. It's only the sound they make as they walk around or as Mum Queen eats. Hazel, that's a good question. You'd like to know when the cubs will leave Mum? Well, they have a bit of growing up to do. They sort of reach sexual maturity around a year old, but then they might hang around for even longer. So even though they might reach sexual maturity at a year, just over a year, it still takes them a bit of time until they reach an age of independence.
From the wonders of the African bush to the unique forests in Madagascar, it's been quite the journey. Thank you for joining. We will see you next time on Safari Plus.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for tuning in for Safari Live today afternoon. It is a nice sunny one. I always like starting off with the weather because the weather allows us to be out here. My name is Imara, and on camera we have James. And again, Asante Sana, welcome. And look who we have. The boy sleeping down is Vuli. I've not seen him in such a long time, and the female yet to confirm, but I think she's from paradise. But guys, this is not the only beautiful thing we saw today, well, are seeing right now, but earlier on in the morning we had a very close encounter. Amazing, kind of very close. So we're going to see the highlight right now, which was me and an elephant and Big James doing the best with the shots. Let's check it out. It's curious. It's a good walk by. Just wanted to say hello. Oh, I love elephants. How amazing was that? Honestly, my heart was a bit doo-doo-doo, but in the best way possible. He was such a gentle boy. But guys, I'm not alone. We have Ian, Dan, and Tsepo on the drive. It's gonna be a good one. And so far, so good. At least we have started off with lions. I'm hoping we do have other great ones with other drives in South Africa. But with having you guys on board, I know we're going to be very, very lucky. So let me introduce you again. This is Vuli, the mysterious boy, the one who keeps on walking around, never see him. Last time, was it actually last week? We were following him and we were talking about him, then he just disappeared into the tall grass. And I was like, did he use an underground tunnel? Did he disappear? But now we see him again. And guys, just to remind you, we are live and interactive. Please do share any comments, questions you have for the team. We'd love to hear it, and thank you for tuning in. Oh, look at our boy. Right now he is collared, so when you see him sitting up, he has a collar, and that's just to monitor his movements. I was talking to other guides because it's always good to ask what's happening around, and team effort. It always makes everything work, the dream work. So they told me that he has been moving around so much, which is true. We always hear about Vuli but not see him, and they just had to collar him to see how his movements have been. So it is great to at least see he's well and with a female. In the meantime, as I wait a little bit to see if he'll raise his leg, we're going to send you, not raise his leg, his head. We're going to send you over from Masai Mara to Sabi Sand.
Well, good afternoon everyone, and welcome to Chitwa, and we're on our sunset safari. We've just we've just started out, and yeah, I think we're gonna follow out on the cat today. My name's Ian, behind me Mpo, and yeah, really nice to be out again. It's a warm day. So we've found it quite a cold start, but it's warmed up pretty nicely, and so we're just a slow start. Hopefully these cats get a little bit more active. I would imagine they're in the shade at the moment. We're trying to follow up on Rolani. She had moved, and we want to try and find those lions as well. Yeah, Darkman Lover, hopefully lots of fun from the show. You never know what's going to happen, but yeah, keep sending us the good vibes. Oh, I've got a fly that's bothering me, and sending us the good vibes. It always helps, and hopefully we can continue the momentum that we had from this morning. We did pass an Ellie, but he sort of decided not to spend time with us, but we're going to keep looking for cats, but sounds like Amara has got some cats, so let's go and check in with the ones that she has.
And certainly the luck will continue. Our luck here is good. And I just always get fascinated by honeymooners, because that's what I'm suspecting here. Also, the last time we saw him, he was following a female. And I think this is the same female he was following, but they're in the distance. And we're trying to catch up with them, and that's when we lost him. But I just get fascinated again by sitting in the sun. This is some serious sun here in the Masai Mara. I've mentioned that, Kenya being in East Africa, the country is right on the equator. So we do experience very, very direct sun, especially from midday onwards. So I'm wondering how they do just handle this so well. Leanne, Jumbo. Yes, it is nice to see Vuli. I haven't gotten to spend a lot of time with him. I always hear his stories. It's like that friend or that person who you hear about, and then you get to see them finally. So for me, that's the feeling right now. Although he's a chapati right now and she's a cupcake, they're sitting up, the chapati, they're laying down, but he looks okay. I just wonder if he was able to share food with his brothers. When we tried to check on them, there was Mama Kali eating it was a hippo. Sorry, not a buffalo, it was a hippo. And there were some boys nearby, but we didn't get a chance to get too close to them. So I was wondering if Vuli was part of it. Did he get a bit of the hippo? Because looking at the tummy, it's not the biggest. Usually with the boys who have eaten like a really big meal, a hippo is not so tiny, and especially the one they had, it wasn't full grown, but still a lot of meat. So looking at tummies, I'm just wondering, were you part of it? And again, sitting in the sun like this, it's so fascinating. Sandra, yes, I think he is pretty tired. Look at him. And at least she's looking around, but these guys are not too badly off. They're not too far from water, actually. There is let's say a wallow pit or wallowing ground. So, when you have elephants, buffaloes, warthogs, they keep on wallowing, it becomes bigger and bigger. So it's a very abnormal shape, but it does have water. So at least they're able to keep hydrated if they go to that section. But look how vast it is, how empty it is. Oh, look at her. Let me take a nice look at her tummy since she's sitting sideways. Oh, bully. There we go. There we see our boy. He's now a cupcake. Her mammary glands look like they could be in use. Or would be in use. Oh, and I heard he did have a limp. When we're following him that day, yeah, he had a bit of a small limp. Hi, bully. This is a mama's boy. He was always with his mom, and when she passed, I think he just decided to, just be more solo. But seeing him here with a female, not too bad. Ooh. But her tummy is really big. Oh, guys, there we go. I don't know. Her tummy was really big. Oh my. Bully. Her tummy is really big. Are you sure she's not pregnant already? Look at her. Oh, is she gonna roll off the mound? But look at her tummy, guys. Look at those mammary glands. Hey, sweetheart. Yeah, your tummy doesn't look big from food, my dear. Why I'm saying this is last time I saw Nzuri, he had a female too. And she had, it's not this female, because I remember she had a bit of her tail missing, so half tail, but I call her Shorty from now on. Guys, I'm really pushing on that name because she has such short legs. But her tummy was looking the same size as this young female. Well, I'm going to say young female. I don't know what age she is, but this young lady right there. And most likely some lionesses do the fake estrus. What I mean is, if they do have cubs and maybe they want to protect them, they usually do fake estrus for other males, so that the males think, oh, she doesn't have any cubs by any other male, I can be the one. And for her, she's deceiving him to make sure he doesn't know that she has cubs. But maybe she is pregnant because the tummy does look pretty big. So hopefully in a few months we'll be seeing some tiny little miniature Vulis and Zuris around. That would be great. But it's always quite a mystery with the females. They're very smart, intelligent, and they play a very serious chess game. Because look at her tummy, guys. Oh, it's Vuli. Daniel, thank you for your question. I think the heat. They're sitting out here in the hot sun. Like, even me sitting out here in the sun, sometimes they're just like, whoa, I feel like my shirt is getting ironed out by the sun. And I just want to know, with the lions, you have such a thick coat. And you're just out here, and I don't know how long they've been out here. We just got here once the drive started. And I'm thinking it is definitely from the sun. There's a good look at Bully. Hi, handsome. Why are you limping? Who are you fighting? Yeah, look at both of them breathing heavily. This is another way of cooling down. You see, when you have, if any of you have any dogs at home, when they're panting, it's another way of heat regulation for our lions too. They don't have any glands on their bodies that help with sweating, only the ones on their paws. But apart from that, there's nothing. It's just panting, shade, water, cool grounds, and their paws. Even sometimes when you see them sleeping with their legs up, they're trying to cool off their paws so they can cool down their body temperature too. Oh, look at them. Such a comfortable bed. That grass does look pretty cozy. I feel like joining them in the middle. Oh, but she is very gorgeous. Both of them look healthy. but it's just his limp. I'm gonna ask the other guides around and hear what happened, if they do know if he got into any fight or maybe a hunting incident. It's always quite a mystery with lions. Look at that. No tree. There are trees, but not close. Route 66, yeah, very healthy. The marsh area, you find a lot of herbivores, and they do enjoy going to the cool section of the marsh where they take, water, the reeds. So even the lions have a good opportunity to find prey. It's all a cycle, it's all a balance. But my goodness, honeymooners, they just want to suffer. Sit in the sun, don't eat, just focused, especially the males. So it is always quite a funny one. I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer just to see. If they don't, it's nice to have caught up with them. In the meantime, let's go say hello and good afternoon to Tsepo and tell him amazing Big Five dance, because his was actually much better.
Good afternoon and welcome to another amazing sunset safari. Welcome to Mabula Private Game Reserve. My name is Tsepo and I am not alone. I am with Luyanda behind the camera. We have been a very good coalition, and this afternoon we are hoping to get to the gentle giants. I see Imara has already actually found some there, and I'm hoping that we also do actually find one and we can actually keep up with them and see what they are up to. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you so much for being with us, and let's see what the mystery of the sunset safari is. Oh, Imara, thank you for teaching me the dance, but I don't think I'll do it better than you. Huh? So Luyanda has been with Wild Earth as a cam op for about 2 months. But he has been working with the camera or doing this for 8 beautiful years. Amazing 8 years. So it's going to be a nice afternoon, not so hot, not so quiet. But as we continue, let's find out what book does Daniel actually have. Interested? I'll send you back to Daniel.
Thank you for that welcoming there, Tsepo, and good afternoon to you all. I do indeed have a book in my hands, and we are currently sitting in the Timbavati riverbed. Welcome to Sandringham. From myself, I'm Daniel Fisher, and on camera we have Sean. What's happening? Okay, so indeed I do have a book in my hand, and what's got me onto this is I think the best thing to do this afternoon to at least set our plan. Plans are designed to be changed, but let's start off by doing a bit of birding. And what got me into this is I saw quite a unique bird on the way in here. It was an African cuckoo hawk, and I'm going to show you what it looks like shortly. But before, let me quickly introduce you to my field guide today, and it's Newman's Birds by Colour. And I'll be honest, I haven't used this book before. However, let's go through it together. How I understand how to use it is like a beginner's guide to like a first impression of a bird. Often you look at a bird very quickly and you only see maybe a flash of color or one distinctive thing, maybe it's its size. So it's kind of broken the birds down into color. So this African cuckoo hawk, and it's going to take a bit of getting used to it, this African cuckoo hawk, which I saw on the way in, which is an unusual bird. If if I can find where it is upside down. No, it's on the top here. So this bird is an unusual bird that I don't see around in this area too often. I've probably seen maybe 3 other African cuckoo hawks in almost 9 years. So Nadine's just informed me that there's only been 2 put on the show before. So we saw one, and they are quite tricky and quite secretive, so he flew away very quickly. We then drove into the riverbed, and we then had a wattled lapwing that was sitting here, which is also quite a cool bird. However, this is going to be a more difficult task than we first anticipated. So this is going to be a difficult target, and I think the best way to control this is like we're going to put Sean to the real test and see how many birds we can put on camera today, and who knows where that's going to take us. Sean, if you were to guess, let's give me 3 birds that you think we're going to see today. Even the ones that you want to see. Put it like this.
A vulture.
1 vulture. Do you know which type of vulture?
White-backed vulture.
White-backed vulture. Cool. That's a good one to go for.
A white-headed heron.
Okay. Grey heron.
Grey heron, yes.
Okay. And then what are those geese we see at the waterholes as well? Waterholes are going to be a go-to today.
Oh, waterholes. Those are Egyptian geese.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those are good 3 ones. I reckon I'll put a crowned lapwing, maybe an emerald spotted wood dove, and a Natal spurfowl. Crested franklin, one of the 2 of those. But I think let's spend the afternoon doing some birding, and let's carry on here and see what we can get onto our list. I was hoping to get the first bird in this waterhole, but not the case. We're still on 0. And while we get in, let's see if we can send you over to Umara in the Mara.
Oh, the afternoon drive is looking so good so far. We're still here with our 2 characters. Very funny. A lot of drama because she was rolling around. Bully is ready. He's like, girl, I'm here. And she's like, no, just hold on. So we just gotta wait and see a little bit, but I'm just got to see his head is up and take a good look at him. And our princess over there. Look at her big tummy. Yeah, the sun is definitely hitting them, how fast they're breathing, but they don't seem to mind. It's like that's the second thought in their brain. Look at him. Oh, Bully. It's so crazy again. It's like that friend who you've always had stories about, and you get to meet them and you're just like, wow, hello. Because the last time again we saw him, he was quite far. He was walking fast, even though he had a limp. You can see the collar he's wearing. His mane is looking okay. It's not as good as Zuri's. Sorry guys, I'm very biased, but I love Zuri and I haven't seen him, and I hope to see him soon. The most handsome lion ever. But Bully, you're so handsome too. You're being a gentleman waiting by her side, but this is how honeymoons are. Talking about 5 to 7 days where it's constant mating every 20 minutes. That's why I wanted to wait a little bit to see if they'll do it again. And it doesn't usually last very long. There was one time it lasted pretty long, and I forgot which male it was, and we're like, whoa, that went on for like about a minute and a half. And that was actually quite interesting. Like, James, what were we with you? The longest mating.
Yes.
Oh, Matira, I think one of our 5 boys. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, I remember now. Big James has the best memory, and yeah, that's what happened. So for our boy here, it's not like that. But a little bit, but I think we'll just let these guys be, enjoy the sun, while you guys can enjoy a very tiny antelope on the screen. Let's go say hello to the tiny little baby.
Yeah, we've got a little steenbok here, just on the fringe of the airstrip here at Chitwa. This little male is munching away. He did start a bit closer to us and has kind of increased his distance, but watching us, now feeding. Actually looks like it's digging there. It's potty time. So you would have read about Steenbok covering up their dung. So here we go, number 2. Yeah, Roger, I think we're going to see this now. You saw that dug a little scrape mark. And there we go. It's always nice when you see it happen. You don't have to read it in the textbook. Maybe that's why I was being a little bit self-conscious. But yeah, there you can see quite a thorough job there covering number 1 and number 2. It's quite sandy there, so. And they've got such tiny, delicate little hooves. So it does the job. And now what's it looking at? Something's got its attention. Maybe it's us. His attention, rather. Looking at through my binos like a big shiny eye. Yeah, Mac looked very precise and conscientious. I've been into some public bathrooms. Anyway, let's not go there.
Hi, I'm Amy Krantz, Wild Earth presenter and private guide. I'd love for you to join me on safari. There it is. What I bring to a safari is a genuine love and care for people. To be able to create a memorable, special experience brings me so much joy. That's what takes a normal safari and makes it extraordinary.
Oh, even a hyena coming into the action as well now. Oh my word! She's stalking the hyena now. Leopard, hyena, lion, all together in one shot. Oh! Whoa. This is action-packed.
Would you like to know what an elephant's favorite food is? You could ask me questions like that in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive from the heart of Africa. Over here. Watch Safari Live and connect with nature. We know that adverts pay our bills, but you don't necessarily like them. So, this is a fantastic way to stop being interrupted. Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. 24/7, ad-free, live and on demand. No pesky commercials, no rude interruptions, just wild Africa exactly as it unfolds. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
But a very good melody of black-headed oriole in the background there.
So we have left our honeymooners. It's always good to give them a little bit of privacy, but also they know they're going to be right there, so maybe we'll see them tomorrow. We're just trying to make our way through the savannah and see how it's just so like open. No trees here. There are trees, but they're very far, so I just wonder if they would even try to get closer to a tree or some sort of shade maybe. But with honeymooners, as I was talking about it earlier, they're very focused on their task. Veronica, oh, that's a good question. I don't think they do get sunburn. Maybe overheating can happen, but we'll notice in some areas where there's a lot of sun, some lions do have darker coat. Like the ones I look in Samburu, their coats look much darker in color. And it's always very interesting, but sunburnt, I don't know, but it's a really good question. I would like to think maybe overheating could be a possibility for them. That's why they need to be maybe next to a body of water or go for some shade, or even like just lay down on some really marshy ground, like very wet, so they can kind of feel cooler from the ground water itself. Let's see, we have some herbivores right in front of us here. I'd like to say hello to them. It's a good... They also let us know that the lions were here, so I want to say thank you to them because our Topis are really good at looking at lions. Yeah, because we have at least a Topi. We got some different antelopes actually and herbivores. Let me just put herbivores in general because we do have our warthog, zebras. Let's see, they're looking straight down. I think they're still looking where we left our lions. Still flat chapatis. As we drive across, usually it's nice to go slowly because some areas do have hidden challenges. Oh, I'm hearing a snort. Let's see. You can see our zebras there not minding anything, just looking down. Grant gazelle. Beautiful balanite tree. You can see how this area has been burnt. So the controlled burning does take in some different sections of the Masai Mara, and it does really attract all our herbivores who really do prefer having the nice short grass, which is a bit sweeter. But I'm just gonna look through my binos. They look too relaxed, but let's see. Lola, thank you for your question. Well, most of the time it does happen either once a year or once every 2 years. So it's not really a frequent thing. It's just in some sections, very small patches. Like you can see, it's just this small patch, and then the other area is just dry. Oh, Toby, please do that again for us. He's doing a nice alarm call. Look how focused our Toby is. Hold on, let's see. Are you going to do the snort? I'm looking. I don't know. Their eyesight is amazing because they look around me. I'm not seeing anything. Another day we were asked like how would you rate our tracking. My tracking, I need to have a Topi on my team, honestly. Haha, Topi, look at you. You're still looking behind. Because everybody's looking up. But these guys are really good at just calling out. But honestly, with Topis, it can be quite deceiving. Males are known to do a fake alarm call for females. So the female will think there's danger around and she'll stick around him for much longer. That's very tricky. But honestly, I would have a Topi on my team if we're ever doing like looking for big cats. These guys are the best. Not once, I think it's happened 5 times where I've spotted lions because of Topis, and lions who I was like, I didn't know you were there. Like they blend in so well with the environment. There's some sections where they literally just look like the golden grass, and you just pass them sometimes, even when they're laying down. Seems relaxed. I'm sure the lions are not close by. I would have seen them, but I know they are maybe seeing our honeymooners who we did leave behind us. Oh, and I love such areas because you get to see their feet. You see their whole body. Because the tall grass, you only get to see until like maybe a certain height. So right there we have some zebra, topi, and a grand gazelle. A beautiful sight of the Masai Mara. And we're going to send you to some bigger herbivores. As we know, the biggest ones are elephants. Let's go to Sandringham from Masai Mara to check on some ellies.
Okay, welcome back everybody, and we are still on 0 birds for the afternoon. We're yet to get our first bird. However, we have found a big elephant and he's just munching away. And we did have a little bird, but he's just flown away. But I've got a funny feeling that you guys all know which bird it might have been. It was a fork-tailed drongo, and he's probably not gone too far. The bush is quite dense here where this elephant is sitting, and this drongo is just hanging around the elephant because every time he moves he kind of disturbs an insect, and the drongo sees that as a great opportunity to kind of get a meal. So let's see if we can test out this book, Birds by Color by Newmans, and the whole idea is to keep it simple, and the first impression that you get of that bird is what you kind of look for. It's kind of color-coded at the top here. I don't know if you can see all of these colors, and that is like the first impression that you get when you look at the bird very quickly. It may not necessarily be the exact color of what it is, but if you do know what a fork-tailed drongo looks like, it's like that completely back bird with a pretty obvious V in its tail. So I'm going to start in the beginning. I think it does have black, and the very first impression is black plumage. Let me actually just turn a little bit like this so it can do it at the same time. So first impression, black plumage, which is very much fork-tailed drongo. Then do we page through this slowly enough until we get to that. It might be a simpler, well there he is actually. Fork-tailed drongo. There's my pointing stick, here he is. Fork-tailed drongo, this guy over here. Let me maybe sit up here with the elephant in the background and show you, Sean. Okay, so we've got the fork-tailed drongo over here. What can often be mistaken with is the southern black flycatcher. I mean, we haven't had a very close look at this drongo. I'm just going to have a check around to see if he hasn't come back. I'm surprised he hasn't yet. But often mistaken for this, or the southern black flycatcher can often be overlooked and thought to be a fork-tailed drongo because they're way more common. But if you look very carefully at a fork-tailed drongo, it's actually got a red eye, whereas the southern black flycatcher has got a black eye, and it's slightly smaller, the flycatcher. I mean, so from a behavioral perspective, the fork-tailed drongo is way more confident, and you'll see it kind of like flying around, mocking other big birds. The southern black flycatcher is way more like discreet, often like hiding around in some of the bushes and the shrubs around. And if you know them both very well, you can see the southern black flycatcher is slightly smaller, which is difficult to see if you don't see it. But that's still 0 birds, I'm afraid. So I'm going to just spend a moment here seeing if we can watch this elephant, and if this fork-tailed drongo doesn't come back, I'll be damned. But we knew this was going to be a challenging task, and as challenging as it's going to be for me to get them and find them and get them to stay still enough, Sean's camera work is going to have to be on point as well. So it's going to be a team effort. Okay. While we continue our birding mission and an attempt to get our first bird for the afternoon, let's send you over to Ian. He seems like he's found some lions.
Well, welcome back to the Pride, which hasn't moved too far from where we had them this morning. They're all sprawled out here in the shade. We did have one or two get up and move, and then they've gone and lain down again. That's Saturday afternoon feeling, but I'm sure they got the memo about cat today, and we're certainly very happy that they haven't moved off, and we're very happy that they came and put up a show, because we've been hearing about this pride all around our area of traverse, and I guess it was just a question of time before they obliged and came and joined us and joined the party, joined the show. So I was trying to count the team here. And my director just sent me a lot of info on the lions, but apparently should be 6 female adults. I'm trying to count them though. I thought I got to about 11 or 12. But it's so hard in this long grass. And this morning we also had Oranje, but we haven't seen him yet. Not that we've looked for him, but we thought we'd come over to the Pride first and check in with them. You can see every now and again one of those cubs gets up. Lots of tail flicking and ear flicking. Flies are probably bothering the lions. Yeah, it's great to see the Kuma ladies, Nian. I agree with you. In the first couple of days, you know, when we heard about the tracks being called in, that we were definitely getting a lot of FOMO and like, oh, I really hope they come onto the property. And here they are. Anyway, while we stay with these lions for a bit, it sounds like Daniel has found his first bird of the afternoon. Well done, Daniel.
Oh my goodness, we just missed it. It just jumped down to the ground. This is going to be hysterical today. Okay, it was a virtual starling. It didn't count. I'm going to now change my tactics slightly, and I am going to switch back to this and drive. And then when I see my first bird, we're going to stop. So just stick with us until we get our first bird. We have to. There we go. I see there's a fork-tailed drongo at the top of that tree, and he better stay there. Sean, good luck, my friend. There he sits. Can you see him? Forward. More forward. Okay. Got him. Okay, vehicle off, guys. This could be the one. Perfect. Got him? Perfect. Happy as. Let's carry on going. Try to see if we can get number 2. We just described the fork-tailed drongo. We had the whole conversation with us sitting behind the elephant. Number 1, fork-tailed drongo. Let's see what else we can quickly get before Nadine disappears from here. I think there's a small little mud wallow up ahead here. Might get something like an Egyptian goose or a lapwing sitting around there. Ooh, here's some blue wax bulls. Nadine reckons there could be a blacksmith lapwing. I think that's a really good shout. Or a dove or something. There's got to be a dove sitting here. Okay. Oh, I think there is a dove sitting there. I'm going to go to the top here. And a lapwing. Okay, Nadine, you're going to have to stick here, please. Sean, in the road. Emerald spotted wood dove. Oh, there he flies. Does that count? No, he's now gone. I don't know if you saw it flying. Okay. I think there's... Okay, we're now at our little water hole. There's a wattled lapwing. There's one that flew away from us earlier. Sean, let's quickly have a look around, pick up the binoculars. Okay, then we've got 2 other doves here. Quickly, sorry, Sean. We've got a ringneck dove on the right there in the middle of the screen, and the emerald spotted wood dove that evaded us there on the road is also on the right-hand side. If you go a little to the right there, there he goes. Perfect. Ringneck dove, emerald spotted wood dove, wattled lapwing, fork-tailed drongo, and I think that's it. There's a yellow-billed hornbill coming in here. No, he's going to stop. Is he going to stop? Is he going to stop? He did stop. Look at Sean. You're going to have a long day, Sean. And you got him? Okay, great. Yellow-billed hornbill on the list. Great, that was very productive. I like that. Anything else that we can quickly nab up here at the water hole? That seemed like a pretty good tactic though. Okay, no worries. Let's carry on going. Let's pop back on the road. Let's keep going. There were some blue axebills that were calling as we were kind of racing to the water hole to get our first bird. Okay, I like this strategy so far. I'm gonna have to recon and see exactly how many we're on. And while I do that, I'll send you over to Tsepo. Let's see how many birds we can get.
As you continue, Daniel, hopefully you do find some awesome species. Luyanda would be very excited you actually find some waxbill right there. But as we take it slowly, following the gentle giants and looking at where they actually move and what they are doing, you will notice it becomes interesting when you're trying to actually track elephants down, because they're going to leave signs for you everywhere they actually go. If you don't find their big, massive tracks, you're going to find their massive dung, or they're going to actually leave you branches like this on the road. So this is a similar tree, of which is a willow beetroot, and it's quite nice to actually see that they have actually been feeding on this as well, because they are green all year round. But also in winter it does actually make sense. But interestingly, you are able to actually see where they were actually biting it up, because they're going to try to actually debark the tree, the outer one, and go for the inner bark. That is the cambium layer. That is the one that is responsible of transporting nutrients from the ground to the rest of the tree like that. And it's an interesting thing to actually see, because they're going to put it in their mouth and you just see them rolling it slowly in their mouth like that, and just taking out other dead ones, the outer one, and going for the inner bark. And if it is quite smaller branch, they will even go to a point of trying to actually chew it and just try to extract that. So it's amazing and beautiful to actually follow them, and when you find them from those tracks, from those dung, to be able to see what they have been having on that day, everything just becomes super amazing and beautiful to watch. Oh yes, Shelly, in this one there is actually water. The inner bark is the one that transports the nutrients from the ground to the rest of the tree, and then the outside one is there to actually protect it from drought, from insects, and protect it from even the sun itself. So the inner bark definitely, Shelly, does have quite enough nutrients. But as we continue to the search, I'm going to send you back to Ian and see what the lions are up to.
Okay, welcome back to the Nkumas. They're still asleep, but there's a little cub that's just gotten up. Fortunately, we've had a chance to reposition and get a better count on the numbers, where I was floundering a little bit. So it looks like there are 17 lions here, and apparently the breakup is 7 adults and 10 cubs, so that's a nice healthy big pride. And these cubs are lying over moms and all over the place, and they're quite sprawled out, and it's just a beautiful scene. Really enjoying this sighting. Such a privilege to spend time with the big lion pride, and they are just doing their thing. Haven't really paid too much heed to us. One female did get up and gave Paul the beady eye, but not in a bad way, just in a like I'm the boss way. But always quite intimidating when you see them get up. You realize like how big these cats are. Yeah, well, child, I think they can go a lot longer than we realize. But you know, I'll be guessing maybe like a week, 2 weeks. I think it all depends. But these guys look like feeding machines. They look like their bellies are quite full. I think these 7 females, they know exactly what they're doing. These cubs are getting to also quite a big size. We saw the one suckling, some of them still suckling at the moment. Oh, there's another smaller one, so different sizes. There are different ages on these cubs. That's the smallest one I've seen. That going over for maybe a feed there. And then the big ones, they seem a little bit more confident. But yeah, the cubs are starting to get quite active, and that's nice and fun for us.
Make sure the England's got established from Impala Road, right?
That's AFM.
Okay.
Yeah, Amy loves leopards. I think, well, this one's moving around a bit, so I think some of the bigger cubs are still feeding and
Good afternoon.
taking advantage of this one's. Oh, so cute.
Well, Andrew, I'm still making my way there. I'm only here on your driveway now. There's going to be a standby one available.
Yeah, there's something special about watching cubs. They are so cute. There you can see that one going. Oh, they're looking. Sorry, see, I'm watching the live action. I must remember that. I just look on the screen sometimes. Apologies for that. I'm sort of following this youngster that's gone. It's a bit dappled light here, so quite hard to see on the screen. But that one's found the milk bar. Happy days.
Alright, sorry. Yeah, JJ, good afternoon. You're more than welcome to. Thanks, just confirm the location, please. CP driveway.
Yeah, that's getting a bit more comfortable there. Yeah, Kenny, I think any of the females, if they've got milk, they will suckle. If they don't, but got to look it up a bit. I'm a bit rusty when it comes to the ages that the cubs suckle and how the whole dynamic of the suckling works, which females are lactating. But yeah, they obviously have to be lactating, and then the cubs will drink from whichever mother maybe is closest and lets them. But I think this is quite a tight pride, as you all know better than me. So I think that the bond here is pretty strong. There might be a bit of competition amongst the cubs though. But we haven't seen any pushing and shoving at the milk bar, so far so good. But they are sort of quite active. The cubs have been a little bit active since we got here. Whether they're feeding, getting up, moving around, playing with the females, biting tails.
At Wild Earth, we believe every story has the power to create change. That's why we've launched the Wild Earth Impact Foundation, a non-profit dedicated to conservation and social impact. By showcasing conservation stories, we can change lives, protect nature, and empower communities. We have partnered with Empowers Africa to accept tax-deductible donations from US donors. Your donation will help fund critical programs that support our mission. Join us and be part of the change.
Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together. We know that adverts pay our bills, but you don't necessarily like them. So, this is a fantastic way to stop being interrupted. Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. 24/7, ad-free, live and on demand. No pesky commercials, no rude interruptions, just wild Africa exactly as it unfolds. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
But from the pride that's looking pretty relaxed, let's go in for a change of scenery with Daniel and see what he is up to.
Okay, thanks for that, Ian. And I have got some tracks here, and I'm really hoping that we do some birding along the way. I think this live birding thing is going to be the way to go. But what we've got here is quite interesting. I've kind of drawn a nice big circle around a whole lot of different tracks here. And the first one that got my attention was these very obvious paws here. They do exist. This is a leopard track from last night, not this afternoon, it's not that fresh. But what's quite interesting about it, it's placed right in the middle of an elephant track. So if you look carefully, this over here is the back foot of the elephant. It looks like a smaller elephant, it's not a very big one. And then this is the front foot of the elephant, much rounder, and the leopard walked on top of it in the middle of the pad. You see, if that leopard had walked before the elephant would have walked on top of it and covered it. Okay, some other tracks that we've got here. We've got these tiny little paw prints, and I'm pretty sure this is from a small spotted genet. It's like, the way how I remember is if my thumb kind of fits perfectly in the shape of that. And then we've got one that's kind of tested me a little bit here. I think this track of a little hoof, these two, oh geez, I picked up a stick. These two are from the same animal, and you see how there's only two tracks. That's the left side, this is the right side. This animal's like kind of registering and walking right in its other track. I'm pretty sure this would be a duiker track, or a common duiker or grey duiker, that's walked in there. So that's in the space of, how many species have we got? We've got the duiker, we've got the genet, we've got the leopard, we've got the elephant, all in a tiny little space. So super interesting, and a great sign that leopards do exist here at Sandringham. We're still waiting for it. I did just hear some white-crested helmet shrikes. White-crested helmet shrike would have been a good one. Okay, we got to keep the birding going, not another one on our list. We're currently sitting on 6. We're going to hop back in the vehicle. Let's see what's happening at Mabula.
We are here in Mabula, and we have managed to relocate the gentle giants. Look at that. Moving a little bit. into the direction of the gully, the direction of the water hole, once hoping that we are able to actually get them a little bit closer. But they have other plans, I see. But we definitely going to follow them. So I'm going to try to turn around a little bit so we do have a perfect view, so you are able to actually enjoy them. It's quite amazing. Luyanda and I were just out and picking up the signs, and only to find out they are here now. Look at that. Oh, they're about to actually come to the road, of which I believe they will cross over. Just going to position ourselves in a nice quiet way where we do not actually disturb them. Oh yes, Peace TA. We have the gentle giants. Are they going to leave us into a very massive block? But it is success, everyone. They are indeed gentle giants. If you look at the movement, how slowly they actually take their time. You want to just take your time. You want to enjoy every moment. You want to just... Oh, look at that. Oh, at least we are stationary at the moment. Hello. So hopefully we do not lose more oxygen providers this afternoon, because in winter times like this they tend to push more. Good afternoon, Puma. Not yet. We do not have young ones, but we are hoping to actually have young ones quite soon. And when that happens, we definitely going to share the news with you. We definitely going to just give you the amazing time. You will notice it's beautiful, and it's just super amazing to actually see. And we're hoping for one, hopefully earlier. So we will work out in terms of positioning a little bit properly for you to actually enjoy these guys, where they are still taking their time, slowly feeding. But while we are trying to figure out which direction we are going with the elephants, I am going to send you back to Ian with the biggest cat that we have.
Alright, we're back, and not too much to update you on. In fact, our last segment there was a lot more activity. The last sort of about 5 minutes they've been pretty flat. 2 cubs feeding, another cub with its head up. That's about it. A lot of tail flicking from this one on the left here. But the bundle seems tighter somehow. They're not in any rush to get up. We were going to go and have a look. There was another vehicle that came to
went to go and check it out. I'm not sure if they got lucky. Yeah, make your way. I'm not sure if they found him. We did hear an Impala alarming behind us somewhere, but that seems quite far away. So there is, yeah, we're not quite sure yet, but we're probably going to get moving shortly. The other vehicles are arriving now, and we've told them that we'll make space for them when they get here. So we're going to enjoy the last look at this, and I think it's going to get a little bit busy after that with quite a few vehicles interested in coming to have a look at the lines, as you can well imagine. But we'll go and take a turn there and see if we can pick up Orangi. But if he is flat, as I've really only seen him flat, it's going to be quite tricky in this long grass. Hello. A quiet electric vehicle came in there. Some excited looks on the faces of guests. All right, so we're gonna make some space for these vehicles. We might go past and see if we can pick up on Orangi. And while we do that, let's go and check in with Imara at the Mara River.
We left the honeymooners, we left our antelopes, and at least you guys have gotten some early signs and also the footmark of the leopard. I hope I can find even some leopard prints here, but so far, crocodiles. Big crocodiles here at the Mara River. Want to come and have at least a nice scenery of some water, some clean water, not our hippo jacuzzi water. Look at them, just enjoying the sun, but look how big they are. These are massive crocodiles. The crocodiles here in the Masai Mara are the Nile crocodile, and they tend to get really big. They keep on growing, and they can even reach 9+ feet. Can you imagine that? Crazy big crocodiles. These are the crocodiles that the wildebeest, zebras all fear. Actually, not just them, a lot of animals do fear them. You can even see the one at the back with a bit of yellow. That's a smaller one, but it's not too small, just compared the size to the other ones. Look at the one all dark. Seeing crocodiles like this, it's amazing, of course, from a good distance. Violet here, it has been a few weeks. Not really recently. There's another big crocky. But who knows, that's why it's always good to come check out. I did see some wildebeests. Just 2 of them actually. But I wonder how they got here. So maybe they did cross, just the 2 of them. Or maybe they walked, taking the long route. But we do have our resident wildebeest here and there. Look at that. I haven't seen a big crocodile like this in some time. Especially the time we came last time to Mara River. They were sitting on another island on the other side, but these ones are closer, so you can see how many there are right there with our hippos in the background and all of Mara River main crossing area. I always love this section a lot because it just opens up really well and you're able to watch any crossing pretty well. You can even see how the sun is going down. And as the sun's going down, birds go up. Let's go continue some birding and see what new bird we will see.
Okay, welcome back. I know you guys have all seen this one already. There's another one up ahead of us that's flown up into the tree. Bird number 7, lovely, well done. The southern ground hornbill, a beautiful bird, unmistakable. I also went through, here it is sitting up in this tree here. Oh no, he's gonna fly. He's sitting up in the tree. I'm sure you can see the silhouette of it. But I'm actually going to try and use this opportunity to see if we can add any more obvious birds. Have a quick look at them, and then I'm going to kind of bird on the fly. Southern ground hornbill. I'm sure there's going to be a fact file there from Nadine. Learn a little bit about it. That one is the juvenile. He doesn't have the big red face. Beautiful white wings when it flies off there. It'll be interesting to see the comparison in the Newmans. It'll be interesting to see how the Newman's bird book kind of deals with the first impression of a southern ground hornbill, because my first impression is that it's big and black and then very obviously red. So I wonder if it comes up twice in the book. Let's quickly see. I might try an idea to give it another 20 meters of birding. Without any luck, I'll go through the Newman's book and show you, see if it comes up twice. It'll be very interesting. Darkman lover, I hear you are a fan of your very own Newman's book. So let's quickly sit up here, and I don't know if I'm a fan just yet, just because I haven't done it. So let's go black in color first up here. Very obvious in black. Page, page, page. I think it goes from small to big. It does seem. There we go. Southern ground hornbill. The top here. So very obviously black, with that red face. I wonder if that red isn't obvious enough to make it appear twice in this book. Let's see. As you can see, this is not scripted, so I'm going through. Let's go to the big side here. Oh, there we go. That's interesting. Please, dear, I'm glad I'm entertaining you, but that is it. I mean, the interesting way that this book works is like just that initial first impression. And in a southern ground hornbill, it is very obviously black and very obviously red, and it features in both of those categories. What is the interesting fact? It says, found in the woodlands, black with red skin on the face and throat, white in the wings, visible in flight. And that's the information. It's got a little bit of a map there. Okay, very cool. Let's keep birding. See what else we can grab on the go. It's amazing when you are just driving around. Nadine's doing a really good job of putting us in the splits, and they do count those split birds. But you hear a bird, try and look for it, and then you kind of get trying to put it on the TV, and then it disappears. Very important tool for birding is a good pair of binoculars. They go everywhere with me, every game drive. And are we looking high in the trees, looking on the ground as well? The ground hornbills are on the floor. Amy loves leopards. I'm very glad that you thought that the ground hornbill would be something that we did find, or maybe I misunderstood that, but then we did, luckily for us. Oh, we've got that one, but what is that up ahead there? Let's quickly just pull out the binoculars, have a look. That looks like maybe a Birchall starling or a fork-tailed drongo. Fork-tailed drongo right in front of us, and a Birchall starling right at the back right there. Sean, can you see it there? Zoom right in there. There's actually a few smaller birds on the tree. Some Aramark babblers calling on our left. I'll wait to see if they don't come out. What are those birds on the right? It's like a little bit too far to really make them out. I'm sure for you guys as well. Oh, they look like southern sparrows potentially. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer here. There's one that's kind of just popped off there. They've all flown. There's quite a lot sitting in this tree here. Let's see if we can't ID these ones from a little bit closer. Franny, you think I've had 2 double espressos? Just my rooibos tea, uncaffeinated, if you must know. These look like southern grey-headed sparrows that are in this tree. You might have to double confirm it, but that's what I'm going for. Or are they... Okay, I'll wait for the confirmation. It doesn't count just yet, but we did get the Birchall starling at the back, so what does that take us to? 8. 8 birds, Aramark babblers don't count because we didn't see them, only by sight, although a huge part of birding is sound and being able to identify birds by their call and then looking for them. There's that Birchall starling. Okay, let's keep birding. Well, we've still got you. We've got an opportunity to find maybe another one before Nadine goes away. Let's quickly see. There's a swift of sorts. Oof. And they fly so quickly. Sean is going to... Rattling testicular calling. Oh, there's one that we can maybe get. Okay, Nadine's just informed me that I need to tell you that Nadine is the director of the show and she's the one that's doing all these birding. Sean, just on the left at 9 o'clock, there looks like a rattling testicular sitting there. Oh. Yeah, he did just jump down. Let's see if he doesn't jump up again. There are a few of them here. And this bird, I'm only IDing it by its call. I had a very brief look at it, but the testiculars are notoriously challenging. I don't exactly know how many there are in the book, but there are many and they all look very similar, but the calls are slightly different. Okay, no such luck. That's a bird that we can get hopefully again while we're driving. And then it jumps up. That's... Sean, have a look where I'm pointing here, 9 o'clock again. There it just flies. Guys, we are going to be persistent about it. We're going to try and get, what are we on now? Did that take us to 8? Birchall starling took us to 8. Okay, we're going to keep driving, see what else we can find. In the meantime, let's send over to Ian. He's found some banded mongoose, I think.
So we left the lines and we've been heading north along a cut line, and we came across quite a big business of dwarf mongoose, and they are all over this termite mound. Nice to see such a big group. They're obviously enjoying the afternoon sun. Always nice to see so many of them. Often when you see these dwarf mongoose, they're scattering from the road. So I'm enjoying this group of them. Nice blue sky in the background, and I'm giving the director a break with all the birds that she's been getting from Daniel. So it sounds like things are picking up on the birding front. Often you'll see birds with these mongoose, particularly the hornbills, drongos, as they sort of kind of forage together. But we haven't seen too many birds this afternoon, not that we've been looking, but look at these guys, they're all just hanging out here doing a bit of scratching. Quite a lot of scratching. Very busy at the moment. They probably take like a lizard, snake. I mean, I think it all is relative, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of them could tackle a reptile that's close to their own size. I have to say, when you see them sort of ferreting for little bugs and things, I haven't really seen one catch a big meal before. But that's an interesting question. It would be great to see a picture of one with something large. I guess, now we're getting a good... They're not really hunting at the moment, but nice to spend time with them and watch them. Usually they're hunting in the long grass and you just can't see them. So when they're sitting on this bare, exposed termite mound, the visuals are just a lot better. They're quite busy. They're sort of moving around to the other side a bit, or maybe they're in one of the holes. When we started, there seemed to be a whole bunch more, but they're definitely not in a hurry to go anyway. So just as I got to my page on the dwarf mongoose, I was going to look and see what they were feeding on, but small birds as well. Oh no, that's the predators, I beg your pardon. I'm going to leave it at that. We had some baby lion cubs. Apparently Amara's got some young impalas.
Can you hear that sound? The way it grows, the way it calls you to come alive. Can you feel the rhythm? The way it beats with the land? Do you feel alive again? Or maybe you never left. You don't just visit the wild, you return to it.
The Wild Earth Impact Foundation is a non-profit that uses the power of wildlife storytelling as a force for good. We create sustainable development projects that showcase conservation stories, empower people, and inspire environmental action. As a registered South African PBO, you can make a tax-deductible donation to the Wild Earth Impact Foundation. To find out more, visit our website.
We are following the story of 32 rhinos that are making their way to their new home at Mobula Private Game Reserve.
On Drive with me today, I have a new presenter. This is Ridley. Say hello, Ridley.
Hi. Well, the last time we checked, I had counted about 10 crocs. I'm not going to end the safari without visiting the Mara River.
Hi there, my name is Kerry Dupree, wildlife presenter and guide. What I love the most about guiding is being able to share my love for wildlife and nature with my guests. Very exciting to find those cheetah boys on a kill. Being passionate about your job makes the world of a difference because your guide definitely sets the tone of every adventure.
Predators where they're like, oh my gosh, there's a baby there, baby here. So again, for example, 100 given birth, maybe 75 to survive. So I'm thinking these mothers most likely did their whole isolation. So, if they're expecting any young ones coming through, as I said, they will kind of isolate themselves. Some thick bushes. This area has some really thick grass. Look at that. I hope you guys find your harem, or your other ladies, let's say. I do see them. I think they're walking in the opposite direction. To my right, I see other impalas. I think I don't know if they're still trying to isolate or they've just gotten lost, but usually with impalas, getting lost is not a tough one and finding others. But when they are running away, the glands I talked about at the bottom of their hind legs, when they jump, they kind of release a follow me scent. So other impalas, when they're all scattered, they'll be able to kind of follow that scent and find each other. So that's why I'm wondering, why are you walking in the different direction? And impalas are good at timing. I would like to consider these antelopes the midday friend or midday antelope. Why I'm saying that is there's two reasons to that. Midday timing for the ewes, the females, to deliver their little lambs in the tall grass, and this is usually because they know the predators are more or less energetic. That's one reason. Second reason, they like to drink water also around midday, and it's the same reason of the predators being very lazy. So I'm going to call these guys the midday antelopes, because the topi for me are the warrior antelopes. They're always fighting here and there, even the females. But yeah, I like the midday antelopes. It does make sense because they do tend to be a little bit more active then, because they know predators are taking a nice snooze in the trees or in the bushes, instead of the young ones also being targeted when they're giving birth. They're very vulnerable if you're giving birth and you're just alone because of isolation. So midday does make a really good reason. And as usual with the antelopes, a lot of herbivores, the babies get to stand up between 30 minutes. I was trying to look at these young ones to see if there's any umbilical cord. None of it. So I think they're a little bit older. And I just hope that they will find the rest of the other impalas so they can all be safe together. Oh, cutie pies, good luck to you, my impalas. May you overwhelm the big cats. We're going to send you guys to much bigger animals in Sibuya. Let's go see what's happening.
It's a beautiful day, hoping to go and find those rhinos. And along the way, obviously, we can get to enjoy other sightings in between. So let's go out there and explore. Right now, we're currently sitting with a group of blue wild beasts. So there's a little young wildebeest right over there. You can see those little pencil horns coming through. Wildebeest are what we refer to as the low selective grazers. So when they low selective graze, they specifically look for the bottommost part of the grass. So that's why most of the time you can find wildebeest associated with zebras. So what happens is that zebras are back grazers. So they will go through and then graze through everything. They don't select any specific part of the grass. They take everything. So as they take everything, they open up the grass. And then once they open up the grass, the wildebeest then can follow through behind the zebras and then can be able to attain the lowest part of the grass which they are selecting. So that's why most of the time you find zebras and wildebeest associated. Right now, from a distance, I can see a couple of giraffes. The collective noun of giraffe is called the Tower of Giraffes. And then when they are running, it's called a journey. And then when it comes to their local name down here in the Eastern Cape, on the Xhosa language, they're called Ndulamuti. So it means taller than a tree. So they are just above the tree. So we're just going to drive through the village to get to the other side and get to enjoy the sighting, get to see some giraffes. Alright, we managed to drive through the village and try and follow through where we saw the giraffes running. So right now, on my 12 o'clock, I've got a sighting of one or two of them. So they are practicing what we call necking. So it's just a simple display of how giraffes normally fight. They normally fight through their necks. So just right on top of their heads, they've got the ossicones. So they get to use the ossicones to fight. So giraffes are ruminants, so they ruminate, they chew the cud. So when they chew the cud, they normally get to have the food going up and down their neck. Hopefully it will start swallowing and we'll get to see almost like a ball that goes down and then it also goes back up. And let's have a look. Yep, there's the food, it just went up. So they really do like to just look over the tree and just stare at you when they're looking at you. So right over there we've got those two impalas. So they're busy snotting and also trying to push one another right over there. Seems like they're interested in a fight. And unfortunately, as we approached, they just paid a little bit of some attention towards us. But it seems like they're at it. But there's a clear indication who might be the winner. So the other one is just backing down just a little bit. Yep, look at that. Forget about us, continue your fight. So this is that situation whereby you'll be like, fight, fight, fight. So this group of impala is what we call the nursery herd. As you can see, it's just a compilation of females and the young ones. So they normally stick together just like this. So that's a good example of a nursery herd. So you can get to find them into two different groups, the nursery herd and the bachelor herd. The bachelor herd comprises of male impalas, and you also get to see them with the horns. All right, everybody, well, we're driving against the sun, and I just saw some movement of something that looks big and gray, and turns out to be a rhino. So normally out here, it's a battle of trying to find the animals. That's why it's called a game drive. So it's almost like a hide and seek game. You don't know whether you're gonna win it or lose it. So right now, we managed to get a beautiful sighting of the white rhinos. So looking at those two rhinos right over there, the one on the right hand side of the other one, the bigger one, she's the female that we believe that she's pregnant. So looking closely at her, she's a bit rounded than usual. You can see the belly is almost like hanging. So when it comes to rhinos, looking at their gestation period, the gestation period, especially of the white rhino, is roughly around 16 months. So when that baby is born, it can weigh roughly around 40 to 65 kilograms on average. So you can see just between her back legs, you can see the nipples when you look up close. So the nipples are a little bit swollen. So that's also another indication that she's ready for lactating. So you can see those nipples are more prominent now. So normally when we're having female rhinos that we believe that their own gestation, we do try to monitor them quite regularly just to get to see how they're doing, so that if there's any complications, then we can be able to see if we can assist a little bit. The sun is about to set on the other side with a beautiful sighting of the wildebeest. So we're gonna be saying good night and bye for today, and then we're gonna come through tomorrow for another adventure and see what nature has for us.
Okay, welcome back everybody. So we've got a crowned lapwing here, and that bird flying around in the back, did get a glimpse of it. It's coming towards us now. Is a red-billed hornbill. Is he going to land? Is he in fact a red-billed hornbill? Jeez, he's really going to fly into us. Okay. Sean, you did very well there, man. Okay, so that's another two to the list. Apparently you've given us a southern grey sparrow, which takes us, that's 11. And there's a, looks like just in line with these wildebeest, a little bit to the right there and down, there's a little African pipit that's walking around there. There he runs in the bottom right screen of the screen. Down in the bottom corner, there we go. Let's see, I'm pretty sure it's an African pipit. Also the posture, yeah, he stands quite upright. He's got a pretty, has he got that dark stripe down his leg? I'm pretty sure that's a African pipit. Ringneck doves we've got, so that takes us 13. Okay, I'm going to quickly do a little U-turn here and shoot up the other side of this open area, an airstrip rather. It's perfect habitat for those birds that we've just got as well. I also saw, I mean, there's all a variety of birds that are all on this airstrip, all feeding on the grass seeds that have kind of like fallen off. There goes a ringneck dove flying. It's on our list already. We've got yellow-billed hornbill, another African pipit, red-billed hornbill there. Oopsie, sorry. There are some more southern grey-headed sparrows flying there. I also wonder, when we drove in here, we saw a flock of Mac. I think, what are we on now? Are we on 12 birds? I think we doing alright. 12 confirmed by the camera, by Sean himself. which is not too bad. I mean, I wonder if we can get to 20 by the end of the day, I think we'll be doing really well. I still haven't got to many of the water points. Sounds like Ian's feeling a little bit left out on the Sabi Sands there. Let's go see what birds he's got and see if he can catch up to 12 this afternoon.
Yeah, so in the theme of the birds, we came across this one. I didn't really want to put it on because I don't actually think I'm 100% sure what it is. So I thought I'd throw it out to an expert. But I don't know if anyone got a glimpse of that and has an opinion. The birds are sort of alarming in the area. I thought it could be a rufous-breasted sparrowhawk, but I don't even know if you get them up here. So I've sent it off to my birding experts, but it had a very dark sort of face, so it could be rufous-breasted sparrowhawk, but they prefer more like Afromontane forest. So yeah, a bit confused with that. At first I thought it was a black sparrowhawk. Anyway, it seems to have moved off now. There are some grey go-away birds that were alarming. Whether it was at that one or not, I'm not sure, but I think we'll keep going. But I'm curious to know if someone did get a look at that, what that was. I did take some pictures, so hopefully my friends come back to me shortly and I can confirm. But yeah, that was quite a nice raptor, different raptor, and I don't think anyone would have seen one of those today. But John should know. Yeah, for some reason I was just, I need confirmation there. I'm not going to guess. But we are still going, and yeah, this is now the sort of time where Paul and I have been chatting, hoping we can find a leopard, maybe a Cebuya or something like that. Sonia, my biology is also rusty, but some of the raptors have a crop which they store that food, and I've heard of some birds that actually will ingest, like ostrich will ingest pebbles and stones and that to help them digest food. I'm sure that a lot of it is just acid in the stomach. But now you're asking me. Having one of those tough questions and answers today. Time to up my knowledge. But as I was saying, I spent the morning with Paul from Little Gari, and he was showing me around and telling me about all the amazing leopard sightings he's seen here. He was showing me which tree he's seen and which tree to look out for, so that's what we're going to do. While we do that, let's go back to Daniel and see what he's got for us this time.
Okay, welcome back. Thanks, Ian. Yeah, we've been sidetracked by a few baboons here on our little birding quest and mission. And there are a few ones that are flying above us here as well, and I'm going to test Sean's camera skills here to the max. And there are lots of tiny little birds that look pretty indiscreet. Let me know when you're ready, Sean, and it's going to be difficult. So I think the shape is going to be something. Oopsie. Don't know what that was. Okay, they are right here, Sean. I think they keep flying over here. Anyway, let's see if we can get them flying past the camera. Anyway, this is very difficult. Anyway, they are African palm swifts, these tiny little things that are flying above there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there they go. We can see a few of them. And it's very difficult to show you exactly there, but I'm going to show you in the book what they're called. It's upside down here. And the way that I know it's an African palm swift is this one over here. The way I've noticed, it's got this very brown color underneath, like completely brown. It's also got a very long and slightly forked tail, so it's pretty easy to identify when it's flying compared to a lot of the other swifts that have got like white rumps or a lot of white on them or deeply V'd tails. It's pretty distinguishable and in this habitat. So you did see that one, and I'm telling you what it was, so that takes us to 13. And I mean, no, don't worry, Sean, I think we're going to carry on here. Look at where we are as well, right in the river, in the right gear, crossing. I think we're probably going to spend the next short little bit on the banks of this riverbed, trying to see if we can get any, maybe kingfishers. We're yet to get a kingfisher. Pied kingfisher would be a good one. Maybe a brown-hooded kingfisher, a striped kingfisher. We've seen all three of those in the past few days. I mean, the pied kingfisher is likely to be flying up and down on the water, while the striped and the brown-hooded on the banks. Gillian's also on the kingfishers page. Let's see if we can find them. I saw a bird that you listen to the calls a lot. You might hear a kingfisher before you see it, particularly for the pied kingfisher or giant kingfisher for that matter. It's like flying up and down on the river. But I think this birding on the go is the way to go. Let's see if Sean's also got his head turning left to right here. Okay, so just want to quickly check. Oh, what was that? That flew past very quickly. I don't know if you saw that. It doesn't count because I don't 100% know. It was either a crested franklin, this Hull spurfowl, or Swainson's spurfowl. My guess was a crested franklin. Doesn't count, couldn't confirm it. But in the meantime, while we keep going, there's our ground hornbill again. Let's send you over to Tsepo, who's might still be with his elephant. Let's have a look.
We have left the elephant area. They have decided to go into a very massive block, and as we know how gentle they are, they definitely do take time as they walk, as they feed as well. But we came to actually check on Katlego and Isago, and hoping to actually see them one more time just to see how they are doing. They have moved from their spot from where we had them this morning, but we had some tracks of them crossing the road towards champagne breakfast. So we're going to check onto the plain and hopefully we are able to find them on that direction. Daniel has been doing well with the baiting on that site. I love the African pipit. Quite nice seeing it on the ground with that quick run. While we continue and look for Katlego and Isago, hoping we become lucky, I am going to send you to Imara with a Bringle Gnu.
Oh, the birding. Oh, that's amazing. Even we're trying to look for some birds, but the ones we're looking for were the big ones, ostrich, and maybe mating, but we found some wildebeest, 2 of them. Not just many, or one, let me say. This, Big James, they say this is our first wildebeest we've seen this year, which is great. We were expecting it. You know, everyone always thinks like big herds, you're just hearing meh, meh, meh everywhere, but it's just 2 of them. And that's what I was wondering. I mentioned it earlier that we did see 2, at least we've caught up to them. But did they cross? Did they walk over from a different side? Because in the Mara we do have some resident wildebeests. There's some that say, you guys can go back to Tanzania, but we're going to stick here. But this is the migration we've been waiting for. I'm joking, but it's nice to just see the wildebeest themselves. If you guys have never seen them before on the screen, here you go. The famous wildebeest who like to cross Mara River, coming over for the grass. Not only do they follow the rains, but also the red oat grass, which is even known as the grass of Africa, or the grass that feeds Africa, let me say, because that grass, it is very nutritious for all of the animals. And the wildebeest, they do want to come for the red oat grass, and when they cross over, that's a big target for them. And also the rains, as the rains also bring a lot of new shoots of grass. Hey, wildebeest running. Ooh, nice. So guys, just imagine this times 100, then we have a migration. But this is a good sign for us, seeing them on our side, meaning hopefully that in a couple of maybe days, I don't know if it will be weeks, you can never really predict it, that other wildebeest will be coming too. So this is pretty hopeful. I'm liking the signs so far. We got some baby impalas and some wildebeests. I like this. Well, these guys are always moving. In Serengeti, it is very, very big, so you'll see them a lot on that side. And again, how big it is. It's food. Can you imagine millions of wildebeests eating in the same area? That area can't sustain them. It can't. The whole area will just become barren. It'll just be flat, no grass, because you're always eating from the same spot. So they usually do migrate, one for feeding and also places where they can have their young ones. So maybe when they go back to Serengeti, the grass there has grown back. It's been given a good break instead of just overgrazing. So this is where these guys move, and they're usually, again, in millions. This whole place would be littered with wildebeests, and from the sky they look like ants. That's how crazy numbers they have. It's not like our buffaloes here. You can see maybe a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 of them and so. But when you compare to the wildebeests, they take the big cup of a lot of antelope. Well, let me say our wildebeests who like to eat all the grass. You have some topes in the back. Richard, ooh, wow, that's nice. At least got to see something. Yeah, Fig Tree, even from where we are, is another very far location. But we always like to come and check it out here. But I'm glad at least people are able to see it in different places. And look at them go. In the wildebeest, people say that they look like they're a mix of different animals. That they have the tail of a horse and the face of, I don't know, there's always people talking about how they were put together by different animal parts, which is, sometimes look at it, I see it, but I don't see it. When I think of the wildebeest, I see that. Very interesting face, very long, and their horns are also very beautiful, I think they are. Most of the time people just think of them for the migration, but they're also very interesting to watch when they're all together. Leanne, I did. They were very far from us the time I saw them. They're on the other side of the Laga, and to cross to that section was very tough. Look at this. Some sections in the Masai Mara, you have rocks. Even though you can see the animals, getting there, it will be like the whole car will be left behind. It will just be the driver seat and the wheel. But we did see them, and they look well. There are two of the chicks now getting much bigger. Their plumage is coming in. Parents are doing pretty well protecting them and even raising them, let me say. So they are very much alive. They just haven't come to the marsh area or anywhere closer to us, but through the binos you usually do see them. And I've always been like, at least I know they're alive and well, so it's a good update for you guys, and hopefully that they will come a bit closer to, let's say, a more accessible area. You may see the wildebeest, luckily they're able to cross those rocks. Some sections have so much volcanic rocks that it's very, very tough, but it's always nice just getting to watch them. Even through the camera, the lens is able to zoom in pretty well. You can see our Thompson gazelles there swinging, and just two wildebeests. It's so random. At first I was like, let's go to the river, maybe there'll be more. Nope, just two. But again, it's a good sign. Sometimes you have like some scouts going to see other areas if there is some grass, and maybe they'll go back and tell and tell the other wildebeests that there is grass. So maybe, hopefully, they'll give those news. But you guys can even check out a nice highlight of the cranes as they were much younger with David. Let's take a look and remember the beautiful memories.
I'm looking at these feathered friends here, and my guess is possibly these are my lost and found los chiquitos. And I'm sure you remember I said I lost one to who I suspected possibly could have been a water monitor lizard or a mashigo that murdered one and ate it. We were left with two. It's about 5 kilometers from where they were hatched or born, but these are my very famous los chiquitos. Very soon graduating from chiquitos to adults, and I'll be giving them a new name.
Oh, cuties. Yeah, sad about the third one, but positive side is there's still 2. And that's something I can confirm 100%. So hopefully they've been around the area more. I think they did leave this section. Maybe it did go around, and even for the parents to just show them good locations for the chicks. But they're much older, so one day, trust me, when they are in view, I will put them on the screen and show you guys a nice update. Wildebeest now feel comfortable being around the trophies and Thompson gazelles. Because at first when they're all alone, maybe they're like so used to having the big herd around. You have all those eyes, ears around, and when it's just 2 of you, you kind of feel like, our team feels a bit small. Let's go join the other herbivores. Eat with them. Oh, cattle egret joining in. It's a beautiful scene of the Masai Mara, that golden grass and the mix of the green. Oh, nice. Look at that beautiful open space. And I was talking about cattle egret. Maybe we can add that to Dan's list, but he's continuing with some birding. Guys, try guess if the bird is big or small.
Okay, welcome back. And we've got another one to our list. This takes us to 13, I'm pretty sure. White-backed vulture. One of the 5 different vultures that we see in this area, and I'm going to quickly show you how to get to it in the book. I mean, take a quick note of what colors you see there.
Hi, I'm Amy Krantz, Wild Earth presenter and private guide. I'd love for you to join me on safari. There it is. What I bring to a safari is a genuine love and care for people. To be able to create a memorable, special experience brings me so much joy. That's what takes a normal safari and makes it extraordinary.
Alright then, let me show you what you're missing. Our archive allows you to delve into the past, be it yesterday or many years ago. You can visit characters who've left us.
Doesn't ever get old.
This is, of course, the Little Prince, Hosanna, guides who've moved on to other things.
Tingana's walking right in front of my vehicle.
These guys are the sausage tree pride.
Classic stories and wonderful moments. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
I think basically he wants the hyena away from him.
This is unusual habitat for cheetah to hunt in.
Here we go, some more elephants are coming. It's an elephant party.
We know that adverts pay our bills, but you don't necessarily like them. So, this is a fantastic way to stop being interrupted. Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. 24/7, ad-free, live and on demand. No pesky commercials, no rude interruptions, just wild Africa exactly as it unfolds. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
Keep going. Let's go have a look at what Tsepo's doing off the vehicle.
While we are still moving around and trying to actually find Katlego and Isaho, we managed to get to the plane. They haven't made their way on this side yet, but patience will actually pay. And we came across this termite mound here. And, you know, it's interesting in terms of how nature can actually open up to things that you actually learn about. I was telling Luyanda that when I was quite young, I remember my uncle used to actually work for farms, at farms where they actually used to plant. And he said for them, in the days, he learned that they used to actually use a very working active termite mound to actually see if rain would actually come or is it closer. And I asked how, and he was like, with these guys, the termites, they will also develop wings. So they were checking the wings if they are actually fully developed or still halfway, and that gave them a clear indication whether rain is actually a little bit closer or it is actually far. It seemed interesting for me that they were able to actually use that. But now, this one, unfortunately, it is dead. Judging by the size of the entrance there, I think the victim, if we were to put this as a crime scene, would actually be Mr. Aardvark. If you look at that. Nikki, unfortunately, with our positioning and the entrance, it's shady here on the entrance. I'm looking at the back because there might actually be someone inside here. But this one is a similar size with what you actually see on top. So this is the size that is actually going down. But this one has been disturbed a little bit because of water running in there. I would have actually loved to show you the walls inside and how nice it actually is. Like, they do it with such precision that every layer on top of another layer, so that there is path that they can actually walk without the workers disturbing the soldiers and everything. So but as we explore this beautiful and the patterns inside and just learn more about it, I am going to send you to Ian, who is also out of the vehicle. Seems like we want to be outside this afternoon.
Well, we decided to explore this riverbed that you can see. And you can see how the river has cut away this bank. And I was driving with Paul, as I mentioned, and he was explaining to me that sometimes the brown-hooded kingfishers will nest in these banks. I'm not sure if you got these holes here, but he said he hadn't seen them recently, so probably need to check when they start breeding, maybe more in the summer. But just really cool to see this erosion in place in this river, and it must be quite amazing to see when the river comes down and it's in flood. But right now we're actually driving up the river bed, and lots of big trees. He also showed me a tree that where the river like undercuts and was falling over, but he managed to pack it with sand and sandbags, and so it's still standing, and we're going to go and check that out as well. But a really cool different perspective in this riverbed to drive up here and explore, and it's a place where you just feel like something could be around the next corner. So I'm quite excited to see how that looks. But the sun is setting and it's a good time for leopards, and this is the kind of habitat that the leopards like. So I always have this association with dry riverbeds, and leopards. And if you look behind me here, this is the kind of place that maybe a leopard would stash her cubs. You can see these trees. Maybe we shouldn't go too close there. There could be something else there, maybe a reptile of sorts. But these are the sort of places that they like to hide. But we're going to keep going. Let's go and check in with Daniel. He's on a birding mission.
Okay, welcome back. Thanks, Ian. What we've got here is bird number 14, blacksmith lapwing. You guys all know it very well. Just looking for dinner on the banks of the Timbavati here. I am going to quickly cross over the Timbavati and see if we can't get another one. There was also a flock of arrowmark babblers that just flew past, so maybe that's a banker that we seem to be missing. I mean, blacksmith lapwing is a pretty banker there, and I'm surprised it took us so long to get it, but we've got it now. And let's see if we can't get these babblers. Actually, let's go this way. There's like a nice big open sodic site in front of us here. Maybe we'll get a Namakwa dove. Saw a whole family of them. Nadine is reminding me that I'm still missing a Hardidar ibis and the Egyptian goose, which you would guess to be two bankers, but I haven't got them yet. So we are on the look. There's got to be, there's a yellow-billed hornbill. We've got you. Sorry, no disrespect, but we're looking for somebody else. And what is that? It looks like a crowned lapwing. We've also got you, I'm afraid. Ringneck dove. No disrespect. We're just looking for new birds. Virtual starling doves. Okay. No new birds in that open area. That is bleak. Anyway, not to worry. We will carry on, see if we can get to 20. Seems like Tsepo's still with his termite mound. Let's go catch up with him again.
We are still here. We want to show you the inside of this termite mound. It's quite interesting how the smallest insects, they're just tiny, and they are able to just do this magnificent work that helps and just contribute to the ecosystem. Just have a look at those layers with precision, with, I see nature's engineers in this as well. This is the first time I actually get to see the inside of it, and I'm blown away by what we are actually seeing here. You'll see there's a layer, and just above it there's a space, and there's another layer that comes above it, and this is what happens behind this closed termite that you actually see. It's just breathtaking just to see that they are able to actually do such work. Now it makes sense that it's so beautiful. Oh, definitely, Connie. It's just out of this world that even the little ones matter. It's from the smallest insect to the biggest mammal. Everything that actually comes together to just make this beautiful nature so perfect. And I am loving this. Exploring such moments, it's something that I enjoy. And you look at that, and it reminds you that we have to contribute positively to this beautiful nature that we actually have. This is my first time seeing that, and it is the best highlight of my sunset safari to actually see that beauty, how it was built. And it takes time. Patience pays off. Like, patience just pays off. And because of how strong it actually is, and then the temperature in it, in winter this becomes a home. even though the art fur came in and the termites are now not here, it now becomes a home to other animals like snakes and all of those. But we're going to move on and trying to actually see if we are able to get Katlego and Isago. There is some hyenas for you with Imara.
Completely agree. Yeah, home for so many different animals. And today we have now our other hyenas who are very good at even living in termite mounds, which were dug out by the aardvark. You can see them sleeping out and about, but don't worry guys, we even have a nice surprise for you in a little bit, because we are not far from a den. So these two are just sitting on the outside. Hey, look at you, cutie. I think hyenas are very adorable. Hello. Look at your paws. Oh, that's a good detail right there. Sitting and enjoying the sun. They'll get more active as the sun goes down too, as they're more nocturnal. But they do pretty well with also being around during the day. It's not just being at nighttime. When they smell any type of carcass, oh, these guys are very good at sniffing it out and being at the spot at the right time. Hey hyena, you enjoying the sunset? Look at the sunset reflection in its eyes. Look at your lip. Is that a cut or that's your tongue? What a cutie pie. And also I'd just like to show you guys that these two, they're not too far from a den. Beautiful sunset happening. They're just sleeping, but hello hyenas, just there on to our right. And usually when you see hyenas even just sitting about like that, there is usually a den. And let's see. Oh, cutie pie. Okay, we're just gonna give us the best shot ever. Oh my gosh. It's always nice seeing first the outside community and then we can focus on the inside. Oh, this is so cute. Is it suckling? Oh my gosh, you guys will let me know you think it's suckling. I think it's having some dinner actually. Just 1 second, bear with us. But sunset is happening right here, beautiful. And then we have open space on this side. Look at that. Yeah, you see the baby on the left. And then mom right there on the top part. Yeah, I think the baby is suckling because it keeps on moving its head, but it almost looks like it's sleeping. And I think the hole behind the baby is now the den. That's where they go in. You can see it's very big. This was a very big termite mound. This area is so many termite mounds. You can't even stop counting them. They're just all over. Hi, mama. Look at you feeding your baby. I have never seen this actually. Hyena having some, let's say, dinner for now. I always want to say mama's milk, but I always think about David's mama's milk. So this is the hyena's mama's milk. You know, Polly, yes, me too. I love hyenas. I really do think they're fascinating. They do get painted as the villains, and I don't know who to blame. Oh, look at that. Vicky, well, not any hole. Anywhere, maybe sometimes as an adult. But the young ones, you'll see them next to the dens. And mom, or the whole, let's say the hyenas themselves, they will be moving from den to den, especially when they're young cubs. This is for them to have like a clean space. If you stay in the same den for too long, it can get dirty. and maybe unsanitary. So when they move from den to den, it's not unusual. So look at all those termite mounds, potential homes from aardvarks digging out the termite mounds. And yeah, you get to enjoy a bit of that. Maybe you can try get to the other side, see the baby properly. Hey, mama. Oh, cutie pies. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Is this 2 or 1? Oh no, let's see. And at least we have the other hyenas enjoying the sun also. Yeah, we can see Big James. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. There we go. Peter. Oh, hyenas are the cutest. Oh my gosh. I think this is a much better angle. Big James knows. And the sunset just happening on this side. Let's see. There we go. Cuteness overload. Mama is very confident. She feels very safe. Baby trusts Mama. Are you cycling or are you just sleeping on Mom's tummy? Oh, hi Mama. Oh, this is just so beautiful. Again, I do love hyenas. I feel like, yeah, they've been painted as a villain, and I don't know who to blame, if it's just movies in general, how they always say the hyena is greedy and, you know, but I don't think so. I think hyenas are just super intelligent, super beautiful, like in their own way. Look at her coat also. So many different colors, from like a bit of orange, blonde, dark spots. So this is a spotted hyena, which makes sense. Yeah, you're having milk. That's a lot of milk, baby. Yeah, I think, is it 2 of them? I think so. Yeah, she does have 2. But such a cute little family right here. Liverpool bird. Always good to see hyenas for sure. Look at that. I'll let Mama and baby enjoy their evening. But this has been a really good one. Didn't fully expect it, but happy that we got to see it. Yeah, look, cutie pie, you're having so much milk. Myla, I don't know. I think, I'm not so sure actually. I'd like to check that for you. I don't want to give you any wrong information. Majority of the time we do have the common ones being the spotted hyena. And if they are, I think it's very tough or very hard to see them. Oh, look at that. It's even like Mom is holding them. Yeah, it's a little hug. But now I know we'll just be coming to see them once in a while, to see how they're growing, how big they are. Look at the little legs moving. You tried to change position. Look at the bum is sticking up. The baby's bum. Oh my gosh. Guys, from the baby impalas, now the cubs, the hyena cubs. Pups. Cutie pies. Adorable, adorable, adorable. I want the other one to show its face because there are 2. and one looks much smaller than the other. When they're born, they're all black, very dark, and then as they get older, you'll see the spots now, the coat getting lighter. But this has been a really good one. We're gonna bid them a very good evening and enjoy the whole evening to hyenas and mama.
Okay, amazing. Welcome back, everybody. And this is bird 15, crested francolin. A whole family of them, in fact, in the road. And although these birds can fly very well, they're best will spend most of their time on the ground, being super camouflaged. You see when they go into the grass like that, they disappear very quickly. Things to look out for here, that little black crest on his head is not always so obvious, but the white eye stripe on the top, you see in both those individuals. And he's got pretty plain legs. The Natal spurfowl has got very obvious red legs and a red bill, which will distinguish and differentiate between these two. So that's good. That was one of my birds, I'm pretty sure, crested francolin. So Sean, you and me, 1 for 1. We've got a few more to go here. And I think, wow, we have got a little bit of sunlight. Let's go see if we can add a few more. I'm not quite at the big water hole yet. I'm really hoping to get a few bankers around there, but only time will tell. We are not far. And yeah, what is that bird? 15, hey? Okay, I like that. I wonder if I should go down here quickly. I want to check along the river here. Let's do that and then make our way towards the big water hole. Good treats for woodpeckers here. It's dead and dying. Lots of like solid or kind of like insects that'll be eating the wood and decaying it, and that's what the woodpeckers will be looking for. Bearded woodpeckers would use that hollow wood to call as well. You hear them drumming. Oh, there's a bird. Is it a kingfisher? Is it our first kingfisher? Let's see. And don't fly. Sean, you see on the right there. Hey, it is a kingfisher. Brown-hooded kingfisher. You got it? You see that small little dead tree there? He's sitting at the top there. You got him, Sean. Okay, so you see this tall tree here. You see where I'm pointing. Look where I'm pointing. You see this tree here? You see in the distance there, before it gets thick, there's like a small dead branch. He's sitting right at the top of it. And let me see if I can put it into the screen. Okay, zoom out a bit more. So in the right hand side of the screen there, now he's in the middle. You see him there? Zoom in on that guy there. There he's hopping his head up. Brown-hooded kingfisher. See the red bull and red bull, full red bull. Fantastic. What's that? Bird 16. Nice. Good teamwork there, Sean. Well done. Okay. No disrespect, kingfisher. I do like you a lot, but we are right on the water hole. Let's see if we can add one more. Let's see if we can do this one. Nadine's made a good comment. I mean, the fact that we're doing this challenge kind of in the middle of winter makes it a little bit harder for ourselves. In summertime, when all the migratory birds come back, there will be far more. We will just change our benchmark. Pretty simple. I think 20 is a fair judgment for this time of year. We should get it. And are there any bankers here? I saw a flock of spurring geese here not so long ago. That would be a good one. Nope, nothing there. Sheesh. Safari Vibes, admiring my spotting abilities. Thank you very much. I think there's bird. Is that 16 or 17? It might be an African jacana. I hear the babblers calling in. Sean, this is going to be another. I think I might find another. It is an African jacana, but I think we're going to get a better view of one, I hope. Oh, and here come the babblers. Where are you guys sitting? Can you hear the babblers? I'm going to turn off here. Come a little bit closer. A little bit closer. It sounds like there's two flocks. Unfortunately, the flock is on that side, so they're more likely to meet in the middle. Okay, I'm glad you can hear them. It doesn't quite count to our list, though. Just one sit at the top of the tree. Just one. Nope. Nope, we are stuck on 15. but that's not to worry. You're gonna get a couple more here, fingers crossed. The Arab-marked babbler's actually taken us on a goose change. Yeah, those Arab-marked babblers, I'm tired of them. They've taken us on a bit of a goose chase this afternoon. I've heard them probably on 4 or 5 different occasions, but not quite able to get them on and count them. So I'm forgetting about them. Let's see if we can find something else. And we can see just the start of that big waterhole. Okay, birds we're looking for at the big waterhole should be a few bankers. Egyptian goose, still not. African jacana in this area. Benji, do I have a favorite bird? I think the pied kingfisher's got to be one of my favorites, along with the woodlands kingfisher. I've just got so many good memories of woodlands kingfisher, and the pied kingfisher is a bird we see around often, and I think it's also a very cool bird. So between those two, definitely say they're my favorites. There is a rattling testicular calling. Where are you sitting? Sean, you see those 2 little birds that have just flown into the grass? They are so about that big, I would guess. So they are tiny and very grey looking in colour. Not a goose. Come on, goose. Duck, duck, goose. Maybe. What is that in the road? Is that another crested francolin, or have we got another one to add? Oh, Sean, you see that bird right in the middle of the road there, up ahead? It's like it looks like it's busy doing a dust bath. See at the top left, a little bit left? See it doing a dust bath there? Top left, all that dust in the road there. There's also another bird that's actually the bottom right there. I'm looking at it now. I think it's that African purple. That's a Natal spurfowl. Okay, Natal spurfowl we can add to the list there for sure. Doing a little bit of dust bath, pre-bed routine, clear itself of any parasites, mites. I think that other one that we went past, that's just floating this picture, looks like an African pipit. You can hear a Burchell's cuckoo calling in the distance there as well. There's a second spurfowl that's just arrived. Can you see how obvious that red/orange bill, its beak and its legs compared to that crested francolin that we saw earlier? Oh, showing off now. And we had a nice distance where fish eagle calling. There's a pied kingfisher as well, Sean. Okay, I'm going to drive a little bit. There was a pied kingfisher there. Let's see if we can get it. Just talking about how pied kingfisher is my favorite bird. Let's go have a look. He's actually flying up there. He's busy hunting and diving. Let's see if he gets up again. You see it there, Sean? You see it? Okay, I'm going to stop here. Let's see if we can get Sean in on it, and that takes us to 17, I think. Okay. In front of us is a pied kingfisher. Where is he gone now? And Sean, if you can't find him, there's an African jacana at 3 o'clock on our right hand side. Let's start with the jacana. Sorry, Nadine, I'm sure you had a fact file for that pied kingfisher. Let's see how quickly you can get the African jacana. Jeez, that was a really good birding segment. We've got... Okay, and we've got another one for the list as well. Let's see, it's flying close. I'm just going to wait for it to stop for us, and it's going to stop in a perfect spot. Couldn't be better. Sean, another one for the list here. Sorry, you're moving around like a machine. A one that you guys all know very well, lilac-breasted roller. Another banker that we haven't got yet, but right as the sun was going down. What does that take us to? 18. And our pied kingfisher is back. Fly up, please. He's just flying along the water. The pied kingfisher just keeps flying, not making it very easy for us. Okay. I think that's 18. 18. Correct me if I'm wrong. Birding and counting at the same time while trying to get them on the screen. One that we're missing, it would be nice if we get like a Swainson spurfowl to kind of give us most of those. Okay, Nadine is kind of giving me the benefit of the doubt with 18. I don't know if I think she's right actually. Oh, that pied kingfisher, I don't know if you guys saw it at all flying. I'm not going to count it. But it was flying over here, and I saw another one flying low to the water as well. They hunt by flying like up in the water and then kind of just move along looking for opportunities on the top. Okay, while we carry on, we've got one more segment, I reckon, with some light to try and get 20. We need 2 more birds. And while we get into a position where I'm going to try and find 2 birds, let's go see Ian. He seems to have found something that will probably never fly.
Would you like to know what an elephant's favorite food is? You could ask me questions like that in real time. Our safaris are live and interactive from the heart of Africa. Over here. Watch Safari Live and connect with nature. The Explorer Chat is a magnificent way to make new friends who share your interest in nature. As an explorer, you'll also get your very own dashboard and personalized profile, plus the ability to save and share your favorite wildlife incidents with our brand new Safari Screenshots feature. Share sightings, swap stories, and experience nature together with people who feel the same pull to the wild as you do. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together. We know that adverts pay our bills, but you don't necessarily like them. So, this is a fantastic way to stop being interrupted. Sign up today and you'll get instant access to wildlife. 24/7, ad-free, live and on demand. No pesky commercials, no rude interruptions, just wild Africa exactly as it unfolds. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
I'll just have a guess, but probably a couple of years. Takes them about 2 years to wean, so yeah, maybe when they're 3 or 4. I guess it depends what kind of branches, how thick. I mean, I would not even be able to tell you how old these youngsters are. They're sort of probably teenagers. But they are definitely enjoying the branches. Yeah, Gianna, I have to say these eddies are so relaxed. They're just so tolerant of the vehicles. They just accept us into the herd. And that is a real privilege, you know, to have these eddies that just, they notice you. I give them a little bit of a hello, and then I think Kampoor's just shifting across because we're talking about young eddies, and look at this one, looks like it's still drinking from mom. It looks like quite a big eddy, so maybe that's at like 3 or 4, so maybe my age was a little bit low. It's the second animal we've seen today that's been suckling. And there's a bit of dust as well. Poor youngsters having its own death bath from mom while it's trying to drink. I don't think that bothers them. But a beautiful shot there. I've got to love them when they dust bathe. Yeah, Mom's doing two things at once. Moms are good at that, I think. I'm having a little chuckle because there's a Eddie that's playing with the branch. You can hear him probably off piece. It's not really visible, but he's dragging this branch around in the thick branch. Quite a few of them are doing the dust bathing. We're on quite a dusty road. I think this road had just been maintained. That one's kicking up a dust storm as well. This youngster's finished drinking. What's Mom gonna do? Grab something to eat maybe? So Birchall starting in the front. And kind of feel like we're in the herd here. But it's quite spread out. They're probably over about 150, 200 meters. Here we've got a little visitor. I got a bit jealous when Namara had that Ellie come and greet her. Loved that that clip that we saw that started the show. Maybe this one is coming to do the same. It's only got one tusk, so probably a left-hander. Once this tusk is gone, they're also looking for some dust and some branches to chew on. Are you going to come and say hello? Hello? Yeah, that was adorable. And we've been lucky this afternoon with our mom and cub, you know, the lioness and the cubs, and now the eddies. And these youngsters just walking past us, he sort of sussed us out, like, what are you guys? It's a little bit of a like, oh, I'm not too sure, I'm going to show that I'm a big boy. It's okay. Yeah, we see you. Still got a bit of growing to do. Doing a bit of pretend feeding. A bit unsure, that sort of awkward teenage trying to be cool in front of the camera. What's he going to do now? Is he going to eat? Join his siblings? No, I think he's going to do some feeding. Well, what a great elephant sighting. We are probably going to move on, and while we do that, let's check in with our birder in Sandringham, Daniel.
Okay, thanks Ian. Yes indeed, this is officially bird number 19, I'm pretty sure. I think you all know it. I think you even know it's got a little nest, a chitwa that we see regularly. 3-banded plover, so a good banker. And now another good banker which we finally gotten, and I cannot believe that this bird is number 20. It is the famous, or infamous, Egyptian goose. You see it there, Sean? Two Egyptian geese. Okay, so that takes us to bird 20. I'm going to quickly just reverse here. There are a few other birds that we might be able to add that we can hear calling quite a lot. Let me make sure I just don't reverse off the edge there. Birds that we heard calling: African fish eagle. Here comes a grey heron flying over us. Here, Sean, on your right. We might have to get it while it's flying. You let me know when you're ready. Perfect. There we go. 21. Beautiful. Well done. I heard our famous hardy-dar calling in the back there. Surprised it's taken us so long to get them as well. White-faced whistling ducks. There was a large flock of them that flew around this big dam. Lots of jacanas. I really can't imagine the amount of wildlife that this waterhole will attract in the middle of the end of a dry season. This might be some of the only water for many kilometers. I mean, maybe not so much to its west, but certainly to its east. Linda Poli, you are adding the pressure, but that's also just fine by saying that your favorite bird is an owl. That's no problem. We're going to do our best to try and find one. I can't promise anything, but there was, where is, there, those whistling ducks calling. I can't see them though. I think they're down in the water. And Sean, where is that fish eagle? Ah, he's done it. There's the fish eagle. What's that, 22? Nicely done, Sean. Could hear him calling. I couldn't see him, but Sean obviously knew where he was. Sean, okay, one more bird to the list. And you're going to have to listen here. In line, where's that? In the corner there, Sean. Can you look where I'm pointing here? Right in the corner where it starts to get shallow, on the ground, or in the water, there's a whole flock of, let me try and see where they are in comparison. Go a little bit left there, Sean. That's a blacksmith lapwing. Well done though. Keep going left, scanning there. There we go. In the bottom left of your screen. A little bit up. In the middle of the screen now. That, everyone, is a white-faced whistling duck. What does that take us to? 23? I think that's a pretty good effort. I think, in all honesty, actually, I mistimed getting to this waterhole. This could have been there. Some jacanas, I think, that flew past. I should have been here a little bit earlier. But we managed to get our goal. I think 23 is a good, respectable effort. Not to say that we won't get any of those owls. We still are searching for them. It's kind of like their time to shine. Maybe a nightjar. Nightjars can be incredibly challenging to ID if you're not hearing them call. What other nocturnal birds might we get? Maybe a corsair, bronze-winged corsair. We've seen quite a few of them actually during the day here at Sandringham. But it's a beautiful spot to kind of like just take a breath, relax on this beautiful watering hole. You could spend hours birding here. Sean, you're being praised here by Jay. I completely agree. It's pretty challenging. I'm just sitting here pointing, speaking, shouting. Sean's just like trying to get it all over. But you did do a fantastic job today, Sean. Well done. And so he continues, not to ever let us down. Okay, well, I think that's most of our diurnal birding for the day. But while we try and get out of here and start our nocturnal birding, we're going to go send you over to Mabula and Tsepo and see what he's up to.
We are still having some fantastic time, and I am happy for you, Daniel. Hopefully you are able to add some owls to your search. Crossing fingers for you. We're going to try to have another beautiful sunset by the dams, and hopefully there would be some hippos as well that would join us for the sunset. It's always so nice to actually see them yawn and just prepare for the evening. So we're definitely going to have a little bit of fun with them. We just arrived at the dam, and guess what? They are outside. They are still enjoying their time on the outside there. And we have a baby as well. It's always so beautiful to actually get to see a baby. Every time you see young ones, it's just super beautiful. And we'll position it quite better so that we're able to have them and the sunset as well. There we go, just as we arrived. Then we get that yawn. This is definitely one of the sounds that you actually associate with Africa. Just so unique. That sound is just so unique, and along with the fish eagle, I think it's just one of those sounds that tells you African story without words. So you'll notice the baby there still quite smaller, and they will avoid the deeper ends because they're still quite young for them to stand and take their nostrils above the water surface. But that's a perfect spot for her to actually be there. You'll see they would often use the mother's back and just be on the mother's back to elevate a little bit higher. And when the mother moves, all of a sudden, and they just fall from the mother's back. You'll see the first time I actually seen that, the under of their legs is more grayish to blackish in color. It's just different to what you are actually seeing in terms of their skin. Oh yes, Constance, it's a beautiful thing. We often find them on a night drive, especially when it gets dark in the middle of your night safari. That's where you do actually get to see them grazing on plains, and it's just beautiful. There we go. One is showing us there, grazing on that lush area there. You're starting your day already. Yeah, the adult there is still conserving energy, because between the two, the young one wouldn't take as much quantity as the adult there, so it is quite. Oh yes. Is the grass disturbing you there? Give us another one. There we go. You can do it. Now, Freddy, they're going to be preparing to actually go. So this is their night time. They are more able to actually feed at night because of how sensitive their skin actually is. So they will try to avoid the sun. Hence, they're going to actually start moving once the sun goes down and it becomes a little bit dark. And then they're going to try to feed, and they're going to try to come back early in the morning just before the sun actually comes out. Sometimes they get late. We've actually had some coming back while we were already deep into our safari, which is unusual because sometimes, or most of the times, you do actually find them in the dam when you actually come early in the morning. But also it will depend on seasons. In winter, because of it's not that hot, it allows them to come back a little bit later than usual because the sun is not going to affect them as it's not that hot. Look at that. Completely disappear. It's like it was never there. Your sibling there? Or is that your cousin?
Well, we're getting to the business end of the drive, and directors asked us if we can please find some leopard. Oh, that's looking a bit dark. You can see. I'm going to go back. We've got a massive herd of impala straight ahead, and maybe if we spend some time with them, we'll get lucky. They're quite bunched up together, but feeding, pretty normal behavior. The one male that you just see there in the foreground, and their reddish coats are coming through quite nicely on the screen. It's sort of counter shading. And those delicate sort of black and white all in the right places. But this would be a perfect scene for a leopard coming into the area. Jackie, we went to... Oh, sorry, I'm scratching my head and it's making a noise. Apologies. Scratching my head thinking, where is Relani? They did pick her up in the morning drive when we were with the Lions at the place called the Quarry, which is sort of between where she was and the Chitwa Lodge. And then afternoon drive, I don't think anyone's managed to find her. We did look for her tracks, but no such luck, so we're actually not sure where she did end up. I might have heard that she went north, but I don't know even if that was right. Sort of half listened to the radio, half listening to my earpiece, half thinking about what we're going to do. But we are going to sort of slowly head in that direction, and you never know. She might be on the prowl again. She did have a good meal. It was a big impala. She did seem pretty laissez-faire about it, the way she wasn't. I'm going to just go forward a little bit, Turnbull. There we go. The light is on. Just move forward a bit and get a bit closer to these impala. They've kind of moved from left to right. And they don't seem too bothered. You sort of, when you see that most of the animals are feeding, and then I'd say about 10% of them have their heads up. But they're slowly moving. Maybe they're moving away from us, finding an open area. But while they move off, we are going to move and follow suit. Go and look for a leopard. And we'll go and check in with Dan. He's got some ellies.
Good luck out there, Ian. Should be easy in the Sabi Sands, don't they? The leopards just fall out of the trees? No, I'm obviously just joking. We have been interrupted by a very welcome roadblock here. There's a lovely female elephant. We are actually in the middle of a herd here, and there's one standing behind us, and there are a few more that are just feeding. Let's see. We are very close to her. Ooh. Hello. You'll see that she's not that happy with us being here, but you'll be all right. I'm sorry I came in. You gave me a fright and I gave you a fright. You were pretty calm, and then when you wanted to move, just got a little bit grumpy. I don't know if that fart that she just gave away, I don't know if you heard it, was a sign of frustration at me. I hope not. And she just moves off. I can hear trees breaking behind us here from the rest of the herd just feeding. Let's see if we can get to this one behind us here. Just to put her head right in the tree and kind of hiding from us. We've just got elephant butts all around us. There's a few impala running across the road ahead of us here. Jeez, impala, you better be careful running like that at this time. Super dense, super thick. And when you're just running, you don't know what's ahead of you. The impala, they looked like there were two. The one up ahead was taking a big chance, but the one behind it will be following very closely, making sure it lands almost in exactly the same spot as the one that was before it, just in case there's a leopard around. So maybe it's that time of the day we're starting to listen out. We've had lots of requests for owls this afternoon. Haven't heard one calling yet. Maybe if we're lucky we can find an owl. There's a bat that's flying around. Okay. I'm actually just going to wait for these elephants to move. I was going to carry on past them, but...
Can you hear that sound? The way it grows, the way it calls you to come alive. Can you feel the rhythm? The way it beats with the land? Do you feel alive again? Or maybe you never left. You don't just visit the wild, you return to it.
The Explorer Chat is a magnificent way to make new friends who share your interest in nature. As an explorer, you'll also get your very own dashboard and personalized profile, plus the ability to save and share your favorite wildlife incidents with our brand new Safari Screenshots feature. Share sightings, swap stories, and experience nature together with people who feel the same pull to the wild as you do. Wild Earth Explorers, wilder together.
Hi there, my name is Kerry Dupree, wildlife presenter and guide. What I love the most about guiding is being able to share my love for wildlife and nature with my guests. Very exciting to find those cheetah boys on a kill. Being passionate about your job makes the world of a difference because your guide definitely sets the tone of every adventure.
But you see young male elephants, young boys, behaving just like human young boys, being quite naughty and boisterous and shovish and really trying to be a bit, do things that they don't really need to. Whereas the females, young females, will stick close to their mom and toe the line. I mean, it's quite a thing to just sit here, and it's not completely dark yet. You guys have got, the camera's got an IR light, an infrared light here, which is making you see in light. Giraffe girl, you must be a super keen birder, and even more than that, maybe more competitive if you are wanting to add this to our bird list and call it Dumbo. I mean, that's a pretty good joke. I can appreciate it, but I'm afraid for our strict birders and our birding list, Dumbo is not on. But we can call this one Dumbo if you'd like. And I don't think how many times she can flap those ears as many times as she wants, and she ain't taken off. But I do appreciate that. So what was our final list on 23 today? We got off to a slow start. We picked it up nicely towards the end. But you're right, in summertime it would be a completely different ballgame when all those migratories get back. I think Steve was seeing a Warburg's eagle the other day, meaning that they are back. They are often one of the first migratory birds to get back. It's a little bit early for them. They normally get back in August, I think, is like some of the earlier times that we've seen them back. But, I mean, this year has been an unbelievable year of plenty rain. And that might incur a few birds to come back a bit earlier. I mean, the river is still flowing. I still hear frogs regularly. This is like generally the end of our dry season, but there's still so much water around. Yeah. Okay. I reckon these elephants have given us enough space. I might try and... She's not coming back around this way. No, I mean, I'm happy to sit here and just wait for them. Just moving along. Okay, I mean, it's quite interesting. The sun has officially gone down here, but slightly further east of us at Mabula, the sun is still up and about to go down. I'm going to carry on my way, but let's go check in with Tsepo for one last little sunset.
Very well done, Daniel, on your successful bedding trip. I think it was quite successful given that it is actually winter. You've done quite well. And we are here, just that peaceful moment where you just want to take the moment and just appreciate what nature has done for us for today, all the beautiful sighting, what nature has taught us, everything that we have experienced. And you have this golden hour, and it is a reminder that even though darkness comes, light shall be upon us tomorrow morning. And it's another day for us to try again, to even do more than what the day has actually given us. Just look at that and listen to the sounds in the background. Oh, isn't it just beautiful? Daniel, I don't know if you want us to add Aromac bubblers. I think we'll just give it that as a bonus. I think the Aromac bubblers wants to be added as a bonus to Daniel's list of today. They are singing for us at the back. This is just beautiful. Oh, Pestia, thank you so much. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you for taking your precious time to be with us and just enjoying and sharing this moment. You're making it possible for us to actually wake up every morning with such energy. Just to be able to share this moment with you is a privilege from us. All the cam ops, all of us, we're just appreciative of being here with you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being with us. This is not goodbye. This is see you later, where we're going to actually see you in the morning. It's going to be another beautiful morning. Remember, we're still starting 30 minutes earlier than what we used to. So we will see you tomorrow morning with another beautiful sunrise safari, where you are up for surprise. From us, as the wildlife team, the gang, the A-team, thank you for joining us. We're saying thank you from the Cam Ops. We have had a lovely day, and thank you so much. We're going to see you tomorrow.
switch.
The next generation takes the spotlight from Lola's cubs, kitness overload. Queen's youngsters,
We found ourselves a ball.
Nkuhuma cubs,
And that's just a beautiful scene.
and watching the Black Dam Pride in action.
Oh, the lions are chasing the wildebeest.
Welcome to Safari Plus.
This is just something that you can actually watch all day.
But trust me, there's something cooking here.
What a crazy morning.
Success, everyone.
Just in time.